The mom say you'll send him back. Yes. I'm such an ass. Yeah, go get him. I'm such an ass. Because yeah, no, look, I don't get paid enough for doing this shit. I gotta torture student. That's my job.
Bro, you know being nice is free though, right?
Huh? What?
You know like being nice is like free.
Free? Yeah, but I rather enjoy my life.
Yeah, it's more enjoyable to be nice.
That's probably true. One day I'll get shot by a student. One day some student will hate me so much he'll come in and take a gun, pull a gun on me.
You can't.
Gotcha.
Yeah, honestly, I think my mom is more effective on me than the police. Yeah. Yeah, I think they
All right. Shh.
Stupid bill for you, buddy.
All right. Shh. Now we want to show you how to use Desmos. The Desmos is gonna be something like this. This is how they draw the polar functions. And if you see that this is what I do, so we can start from very beginning. First of all, how do I get the polar grid? Okay, if you click on this range and click the grid, this is rectangular grid. And if you click on the grid, this is gonna be a polar grid. So you can switch that to polar function. And how do you type in polar function? Polar function usually start with it says r equal to something. You don't have y equal to something. So for example, r equal to 1, that's going to be a circle. Or r equal to 2 is what? Bigger circle. Yes. All right. Now, what can I have this? Can I say it's sine of theta? This is going to be a circle that is shifted to the top on the y-axis. And guess what? Can I make it can I make it number to 2? Make a bigger circles. How is a circle formatted? It's gonna be like this. A. If you change the data from 0 to a, and usually I'll changing from 0 to 2 pi. And this is how they're gonna form. Actually, it's 0 to pi actually. Okay, so 0 to pi, we only need 0 to pi. That should be good enough. Okay, so now, what if I want to find the area? McKenna, Joshua, what if I want to find an area? You do, but integrate which function? You're a genius. I'm sorry, but so now check out how they accumulate the area. Yes. Well, no, it's not.
No, you don't.
I wasn't here for it.
Just integrate 2 sine
So
theta.
this is how the area is gonna accumulate. Do you see that? Okay, that's why I need to bring you back. It's not because I'm being an ass, because if you skip it, then you're not gonna watch the video. I know you. Nah.
It's not just the radius of
I was
moving times
what I was gonna do.
everything in the agenda.
It's all right. So so the two thing is this. This is what you learn in pre-calc. This is a pre-calc. Okay, that's what you learn in pre-calc. Shh. Rylan, write this down. What is dy dx? Which is usually is a slope. But how do I find dy dx if I have if I have r equal to something, right? So basically, this is a calculus. If you want to find dy dx a polar function, it's just like parametric. It's not anything different. It's dy d theta over dx d theta. Does that make sense? That's very intuitive. So this is the calculus part. This is the calculus part. Pre-calculus, you can convert from one thing to the other thing. So for example, we have converted the pi over 4 and 2 to rectangular, and we can convert back last Friday. But today we just focus on calculus. Calculus, we want to find dy dx. So here's my question. What if I have this polar function says r equals sine theta? And we say, hey, I want to find dy dx when x is equal to, I don't know, pi over 3, I think. Let's do pi over 3. So on AP exam, you are going to get some type of situation. They will give you a polar equation, r equal to sine theta. And dy dx when x equal to pi over 3. That means you got to take a derivative, plug in pi over 3. But the problem is, do I have x and y here? No. What? Okay, so how do I get this to rectangular? X equal to what? No.
Would it be cosine of theta?
Okay, r cosine theta, but what is r? Yeah, so can I just replace this with here? So that's going to be sine theta cosine theta. Does that make sense? And then y is equal to what? Sine theta sine theta, which is equal to sine square theta. So now we convert to a in term of x and y. Now, how do I find dy dx when x equal to pi over 3? So this is the polar functions. And I switch to this situation. I plug in. Yeah. Okay. So everything good? Can you find out dy dx when x equal to 3, pi over 3? It's a very nice number. Minute, I stop down.
Huh?
Tell your moms I say hi.
Your mom says hi.
No, your mom.
You watching all the videos today?
You guys finish it or stop yapping, start working?
Oh, okay. Oh, Did you just call me a turd?
Turd. That's a good description. A turd. A turd is a turtle?
No, turd is a two.
Turd?
No,
She called me a turd. I was like, oh, that's Japanese people are. She's like, I'm taking it.
What is a turd?
It's a poop.
poop.
You know when you
Is it?
like oh, 9? There's a 9.
You know, one thing about Misha, one thing I like about Middle Eastern people is if they disrespect you, they throw shoes at you.
Wait, this is what you guys got? -3?
Do you ever? Yeah, do you ever see some guy in a press conference throw a shoe at a bush? Look it up. It's pretty funny.
I'll throw shoes at my
Huh?
What'd you get? Just fucking nuts.
Yeah. Okay.
He dodged it twice, by the way. Bush was pretty good. He dodged the shoe twice. Because the guy take a right shoe and throw at him and missed. And then he threw the second shoe, throw at him again.
That would be -2. Yeah, shoes are pretty common over there. Like, so you get, I'm sorry, -3.
Probably. Alright, let's see if it's true. Okay, so first of all, I want a dy dx, right? So let me take a dy dx here. That's equal to 2 sine theta cosine theta, which is also known as sine 2 theta. Is that okay? And dx dt is going to be sine theta times negative sine theta plus cosine theta product rule. So that's going to be cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta, which is equal to cosine 2 theta. So it'd be sine of 2 theta over cosine 2 theta. Sure. Sorry. You're absolutely right. So dy dx is equal to this. So that's also equal to tangent of 2 theta, which is, we know dy dx of tangent 2 theta.
Wait, consider this.
Well, it's negative root 3, right?
It's just because he used identity. Oh, okay. I didn't really use identity.
Okay, so negative root 3. Now this is r sine theta. So obviously this equals sign. Okay, so we know is y minus what? Well, what is the x? If I plug in pi over 3, what would be it'd be r is root 3 over 4. So it'd be r, it'd be sine theta, so it'd be sine of pi over 3 cosine of pi over 3 square root 3 over 4. Okay.
No, he's just see what x
Equal to negative root 3 times x minus, you say x minus what? Root 3 over 4? And then y minus what?
it would be 3 over.
You wrote it wrong.
Dude, what's the flip this again?
What are we doing?
Yeah, it would just be y. I'm sorry.
Oh.
What did you be? Yeah, we had pi over 3. So why did that x equals to? It's because he plugged in pi over 3 for here, and then x would equal.
Why
And then if you
I think you plug in.
if you plug in pi over 3
Are you sure you're not supposed to?
What happened? You plug in y though.
3 over 4.
3 over 4?
No, sorry. Yes, yeah, it is.
Wait.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Wait, what is plug in here?
Are you sure? You just plug in power with
Wait.
the original line.
Yeah, he just plugged it into like where the X might be.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why.
That's like it makes it feel like a point on.
You don't know what R is?
Okay, y is equal to sine of pi over 3 square. So what will it be? Sine of pi over 3 is what? Square root 3 over 4. Square, that's 3 over 4. But why is not the tangent line here? Hold on, did I do something wrong?
Maybe put a parentheses? Is it not?
This is negative for sure, but why is the point wrong?
Are your numbers wrong? Your X and Y? Oh, it's because your R is equal to, yeah, R is wrong. Like your R should just be regular sine theta. Are you hearing us, Mr. J? At the top.
Oh. Ah, there we go. I'm an idiot. Okay, anyway, that's a tangent line, right?
Wait, so the tangent line is y.
Is that okay?
You could ask it though, like what's the tangent line?
They will ask you the slope.
Just the slope.
Yeah, they will ask you, but if they ask you tangent line, you're just gonna go evaluate it.
Yeah.
It's not hard. Unless you're you type in the math wrong equation, that won't
I
help
think it's
you.
easy.
Okay, so do you guys know how to find the dy dx now?
Yes.
Okay, next thing is how do I find the area?
You integrate that.
No. Area of polar function is integration 1/2 pi r squared d theta between alpha and beta. Why is alpha and beta? The reason being is that alpha and beta is in terms of radians, not in terms of x coordinates. Okay, or sometimes we use this half. Sorry, you don't need to have pi. Sorry, there's no pi. My fault. This is r squared. This is a f of squared theta, d theta, between alpha and beta. I was thinking about rotation for some weird reason, but it's not pi. It's just 1/2 r squared.
Is that F prime?
Yeah, f of square.
Wait, so is that a
So alpha and beta are the starting angle, and b is gonna be the end angle, right? It's the upper bound of angle.
Our angle and B is the
Yeah.
You just put like 0 to 2 pi.
Huh?
You just put like 0 to 2 pi.
Yeah. So for example, what if today is r equal to 2 sine theta? By the way, do you guys know what graph is this? R equal to 2 sine theta, we just graphed it earlier. What is the graph? It's a circle, right? With the radius of what? Radius of 1.
Because it's 1/2.
Remember, if I change this to 2, what happened?
Oh.
It's gonna be all the way edge 2. So let's just say today I want to find area of circle, and you say, Mr. Ye, we already know geometry. Why should we do this? We want to see if it works with the polar equation. No, don't trust me. Even this morning, I don't trust myself. I do it again. Huh? Then just pass the calculus. Use the calculus one for the area of circle. You cheat all the way through?
Oh, I did not cheat. I tried. I definitely earned that A. I just can't. I can't write a proof. I can't.
Oh, do you remember when I opened my score in chem sophomore year? Like I had just taken the No, where am I thinking? Are we supposed to do this?
Where?
What do you want to do?
I want you to find the area of the circle using polar integrations.
From where to where? In 2 pi.
Oh, 0 to 2 pi?
0 to pi.
Because you do 2 pi, like, you look at the graph, she did it, like 2 pi, like,
Two sides. Is it the entire
Me?
Not like to be.
Would it be a calculated question?
You can evaluate without calculate, but you can evaluate by calculator first, and see if it's right. But I want you to do it without calculator because it's a good review of certain things.
4 science question. Isn't it just 4? Yep, you guys did. Data over. And then cross out. You're not. You're right. You're right. Yeah. 4 out, right? But then 2 outside.
All right.
1/2 minus. Yeah, you split it up.
So, do you know from where to where?
0 to 5.
0 to pi. Do not forget there is a number outside. What's the number? And that's the 2 sine theta.
Yeah, why is it?
Oh, that's a good question. Do you know how they draw the circle? It's going from here, this point, and then draw like this, right? What is this point? R is equal to 0, right? So you can set 2 sine theta is equal to 0. Sine theta is equal to 0. Now theta is equal to 0 at where? 0 and pi. So you basically see how they come back here, how long it take. Okay, so you're gonna draw, they have to come back to here. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I said 2 sine theta is equal to 0. Just like when you're finding x-intercept, now I'm finding the origin intercept. Not even x-intercept, it's like origin intercept. Like origin.
Yeah.
That's why you set sine of theta equal to 0. 2 sine theta equals 0.
You said it equals 0.
Okay, so no, if you know that's not fair. Rylan say the same thing as I say it, and you nod at what he said, and you look at me like,
And what is this?
She's glazing.
I didn't hear what you said. I was doing the actual problem.
and you're like,
Because I was trying to think about what you were saying.
are you racist or something? You don't understand what Chinese people say?
You don't respect her or him?
Never did.
It could be her, you know.
yeah, but so yeah, that square gotta be,
What?
doesn't 2 times that have a square?
You do it square. Yes, don't forget square. Now, if you do it, it should get pi. But let's just say we don't have calculator.
I don't remember.
0 to pi. Can I change it to 2 outside? And you guys say, hey, how do I take it to? How do I take integration of sine square? Shh. How do I take integration of sine square?
I definitely did.
Almost. You are very close. Joshua's really close. Joshua's right actually. So 1 minus cosine 2 theta over 2 d theta between 0 to pi. Because of 4 and 2 cancel out. All right, so this one's gonna be 2 integration 0 to pi of 1. Is that okay? Because 1/2, actually, I'm gonna do 1. Is that okay? Minus integration from 0 to pi, the 2 and 2 cancel out. And this one's gonna be what? This one is gonna be 2 and 2 cancel out, so it's gonna be cosine of 2 theta. What's the integration 1? It's theta between pi and 0. Is that okay? Minus integration of cosine 2 theta is what? Sine of 2 theta over 2, right? Between pi and 0. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So here it's gonna be pi minus 0. And now here, guess what? If I plug in pi, it's sine 2 pi. What is sine 2 pi? 0. What is sine of 0? 0. So the answer is pi. Beautifully done. You got answer pi with not geometry. So Benicia says, I'm bad at geometry, but guess what? You're good at calculus. Use calculus.
Oh,
Doesn't make any sense. You're bad at walking.
you're messed up for that guy. Then why is he lying to me?
All right, so here's the thing. I want to show you something else too. If it's today, there's a number in front of theta. If it's a 1, it's going to show 1 paddle. If it's 2, that's going to give you a 2 paddle situations.
If there's no number, it's just a circle.
Oh my.
Well, it's a 1.
You know what this reminds me of?
So 0 to 2 pi. If it's 2 theta, you got 4 paddle. If it's 3 theta is what? Wrong again. If it's 3, then it's gonna be. Well, actually, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Why you're not wrong? They basically draw the same paddle twice because they over top of another. So if it's odd, they have an overlap between 0 to 2 pi. Huh? What? 4 theta is gonna be how many?
It's like a spirograph. Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh, yes, I used to have so many spirographs. 4 to 8.
Wait, so 2 theta's over?
So I'm gonna write it down to you so you understand. If it's a sine of a theta, if a is odd, then it's gonna be the a pedal. But repeat twice. Or repeat once. Sorry, repeat once. So it's gonna draw 1 paddle on top. So it's actually 6 paddle, but they just draw twice. Now, if A is even, then it's gonna be 2A paddles. Because it's gonna give you, if it's 2 theta, it's gonna give you 4 paddles. If it's gonna give 3 theta, it's gonna be 3 paddles. 4 theta, it's gonna be 8 paddles. Are we okay here?
Yeah.
Okay, with that being said, we're gonna go to the easy one of the things. So here's the easy one. The easy one is, hey, I have this r equal to 3 cosine of 3 theta.
I'll watch the video.
Okay, no, this is fine. That's all I need you to know.
6 minutes left.
I appreciate you. I appreciate her more.
I'm gonna start from baseline. I can't let my brother. I have to. You have to. Yo, Joe's gonna kill you guys. No, he hasn't.
Joe's much harder work than you.
Joe has.
What was
Joe
the
is
class
hungry.
again?
Joe's
But honestly, Bennett is smarter, but Joe works harder. But I prefer people work harder than smarter. You know how? Do you remember in pre-cal? I used to get mad at him all the time. Him and Raiden. I hated Raiden. Who I hate more though? Bennett I hate more. Ian. Oh my god.
He would be like markers thrown at him.
You guys have to leave me alone.
He would have to
It's creeping me out.
I basically text her mom says I'm gonna throw a marker at her right now. It's like,
What did she say?
she's like I would have done something. Oh, that podium that Ian used to stand on before fall asleep.
I missed the little
Nah, you're not wrong. That's so I thought you were feeling it.
All right, so we have last questions here. We have r equal to cosine 3 theta. How many pedal are they? 3 pedal. So I only want to find the area of 1 pedal. I only want to find the area of 1 pedal. So you can use decimals. I don't need you to do by hand. You gotta figure out.
Oh.
So is a bound you're supposed to use a decimal to figure out? I think down the bound you're supposed to figure out by hand. Hello? Yeah, he already sent them out.
Wait.
What'd you get?
The bounce,
Yeah.
power 6, and then lightning round. I over 2.
Yeah, it's one.
I'm so sad.
Okay, so we have 3 pedals for me.
Solve for it. Yeah. I didn't get it. I couldn't pick it. You just said 3 cosine 3 theta for your bounce.
Okay, if you did it right, you should get 2.35. Is that right?
I can just definitely this way.
Yeah, but you have to know how to use it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You don't have to.
What do you hear?
Nothing. He played a video of them, pretends to be mad when we look at it.
What did I do?
I was like, dude.
Hey, what did I do?
You didn't say it.
Really? Yeah. It was so.
What did he say?
What? Wait,
What did he say?
He was like, I don't remember talking to you or something. I know, like.
He's not teaching at all. You guys are gonna pass APs in.
How do we pass? My team. Oh, that's Brazilian. And it's like, once I can start
Like, I've never seen somebody walk in on acting, and I'm an actress, and I've never seen somebody act as much as Steven. It was insane.
No, make it tomorrow. I get dental thing. I have
Then come this afternoon. No, I have enough of this.
Okay.
You guys gotta figure, because I cannot keep on making. You don't come on Sunday. You don't want to come Monday afternoon. You don't want to come Tuesday in the daytime. You don't come Tuesday afternoon. That's not fair to me. It's not fair to me.
Can I come after school tomorrow? I can't practice today, but I'm taking tennis tomorrow. And then I can during the vlog tomorrow, but like that whole entire day, like after that, I can. Does that work for me?
Why don't you come with the blog?
I can't. I thought that we were doing something else during the vlog, and then I made a commitment. Now I can't.
Commitment.
Yes, like I told them I.
Will?
No. I promise you.
No, because I
You choose Will?
No. Absolutely not.
be drugged out. There's like it isn't gonna be like.
Yeah, but that's not fair to me. I have to stay after school all this time. I already have to stay.
Also,
I already.
we don't have 7 periods,
So if I stay a little bit after school, then I have people after school. Would it be okay? Like when you leave, I'll leave. Like I just have to do the
yeah. I can come 7 period any day.
Yeah. And I don't have a first or second period, so I can come in the morning, so it's easier because tomorrow is like crazy.
Y'all making my life miserable. No, it is. It's not fair for me. I have to work extra hours. I already work extra hour, and I usually don't even ask to get paid for sick days
Yeah.
because they don't pay me shit. So it's settlable, and I'm still here, and I'm gonna stay from Monday, Tuesday, and my son had to sit here waiting for me.
But we can do it during school.
We can do it during
Yeah,
school. Like I can come
definitely.
during first period and like sit inside
Yeah,
or
first period
outside.
anytime.
It's just because I don't have classes. I do dual enrollment and then I have the senior privilege thing.
Well, why can't you do it tomorrow?
The dentist. It's like what is it? I think it's around like 10 or 11, and then I'm like out for another 3 hours because I'm gonna be like numb everywhere and I'm gonna be like woozy with all the drugs.
All right, go away.
Bye.
No, I don't have a good day.